I find this cover kind of silly. What, was the guy blinking accidentally and that's why they cut his eyes out of the picture? Well, the cover shows this book takes place in the early 1800s. We start with 8-year-old Pierce Waverly. He's bullied at school and he's abandoned by his parents. They refuse to let him come home for Christmas. In fact, they refuse to let him come home for any holiday for the next 13 years. So Pierce grows up into one of those Christmas-hating grouches, in desperate need of a woman to show him the true holiday spirit. That character type shows up a lot in Christmas romance novels like this.
Argo Font Book Review, Argo Font Book Review.
As an adult, Pierce decides to punish his parents by living a life of depravity. He's always appearing in the newspapers because of his drinking, gambling, and romantic conquests. Oh, the shame! This is not a love triangle book, so it starts with him dismissing his latest mistress. That frees him up to date his Christmas angel. Pierce is now an earl, following the death of his father 2 years ago. He's been keeping his mother in a smaller side house that he never visits. During the Christmas season, he receives an urgent letter from his mother's paid companion, Mrs. Camilla Stuart. Camilla says his mother's terribly ill, he has to come immediately. It's a trick. Mother is fine. Camilla brought Pierce here because she was hoping to reunite him with his mother. Camilla doesn't know the whole story of why they never talk to each other, but she knows Mother is heartbroken over losing her son. Things are very tense with Pierce and Mother. She hopes they can love each other again. He's mad that she abandoned him for decades, and she refuses to say why. They cycle through this argument many times over the book. There's a little more to the story. Mother rejected him to his face when he turned 21, and she renewed the rejection at Father's funeral. Pierce is surprised to discover Camilla is close to his own age. He finds her attractive, which she can't believe because she's short, slightly plump, with red hair and spectacles. You can't see her spectacles on the cover. Hey, what if that's the reason Pierce's face was cut off? They accidentally put her spectacles on him. Yeah, that makes sense now. Camilla is the most obstinate woman that Pierce has ever met. She always stands up to him, refuses to let him leave until he's reconciled with his mother. So Pierce makes a scandalous deal. He'll stay if she comes to his room every night to entertain him. At first, he makes her read from a dirty book just to embarrass her, but she doesn't let it get to her, and they talk about their respective pasts, they share witty dialogue, and they end up kissing, before agreeing that, no, they should not be attracted to each other. The first night is 3 chapters long, and it's pretty good. I liked it. Enough that I was disappointed when the book skips ahead a week. We don't get to see any of the other nights where they hang out together. Pierce and Camilla's relationship gets kick-started when Pierce becomes worried his steward wishes to court Camilla. She teases Pierce, pretending not to know what he means, until he finally explodes in a burst of fury and passion. They begin to engage in adult activities. They only stop so they can move to the bedroom. That's when Pierce learns Camilla has a 7-year-old son named Jasper. Pierce may be a scoundrel, but he's not the type to yell at small children. He's quite kind to Jasper. He even takes Jasper to the local Christmas fair and buys him a pony. Pierce accidentally gets too close to Camilla at the fair, so all the gossips in town think they're dating. Pierce pleases Camilla by making up a plausible excuse, which satisfies the gossips. It's kind of silly Pierce and Camilla go through the whole routine of, no, we can't let people know we're dating. He bought her son a pony. I don't care if the horse salesman is discreet. People are gonna find out about that. The fair jogs Pierce's memory. He remembers something from his last Christmas at home. He confronts Mother, and their fight is so bad, he decides to leave town. He offers to bring Camilla with him, but she refuses. They share a full night of passion together, and he's off-put when she says She loves him. No one's ever said that to him before. Mother discovers the two of them together, and the following fight is so bad he does leave town. Pierce can't return to his old life. Camilla has changed him. Her love has changed him. He hires a private detective to figure out who Camilla's birth mother is, and what is Mother's big secret? We've spent 300 pages of Mother going, "You have to forgive me," without any apologies or explanations. What's the explanation? It's Father. Father was a villain. He learned Mother had an affair. He used that to blackmail Mother into abandoning their son. If she hadn't treated Pierce so cruelly, they both would have been disinherited. Pierce returns home for Christmas, where the dramatic revelations take effect, everybody's reconciled to each other, and he confesses his love for Camilla. A year and 1 day later, they're married with a baby. Pierce makes up a dirty poem called "'Twas the Night After Christmas." The end. Post-book follow-up. I feel a little cheated that the brief epilogue is the only part of the book that takes place after Christmas. I expected the title to have more to do with the book, but I guess it's just a clickbait title. Readers who didn't like this book mostly complained about Mother. The storyline with her dragged out for far too long, and it kind of has to drag until the end of the book, because it's the one thing that's keeping Pierce here close to Camilla. The romance wouldn't happen if Mother was sensible and gave an accounting of her actions at the start. Father has been dead for 2 years. She doesn't need to keep his blackmailing secrets anymore. I thought Pierce and Camilla were fine. I liked her more than him. Some people complained she was way too intrusive, basically forcing her way into her employer's private affairs the whole time. Again, if she hadn't, there wouldn't have been a book. Overall, I thought it was a perfectly fine Regency-era Christmas romance with some spicy scenes. The leads have good enough chemistry, and they're written strongly enough that I enjoyed seeing them interact, even though most of their conversations are about their tragic backstories. I give "'Twas the Night After Christmas" an 8 out of 10.